Howdy, y'all. It's David, your DM for Roll of Fools. I'm just checking in with you before this episode begins. If you enjoy this kind of content, we ask that you please like this video and subscribe. If you have any feedback, or if you just want to say howdy, leave us a comment. All of this helps us appease the ancient eldritch being known as the algorithm. It'll help keep them from swallowing up all of our content. The only thing that might satiate them. And now, grab your snacks and roll initiative as we jump back into the Void Sea Chronicles. Welcome back to the Void Sea Chronicles. This is our third session. The last time we met with our intrepid adventurers, they were about midway through a system of caves being used by some kobolds to keep hold of their valuables and keep them safe from the intense sunlight that ironically falls on this plane that they exist on. They rescued the crew of the Void Maiden. I will go ahead and just officially change the name. And made their way make the way to the big antechamber of the cavern, in which they came across a ferocious young red dragon. Through the skin of their teeth and some help from the ally and Helena, the first mate of the ship, managed to defeat the dragon, barely escaping the cave before a torrent of flame erupted from what was once its body, and basically turning the top of this cave into a volcano. They grabbed what of the dragon's hoard they could. Most importantly, they grabbed the shard of the Void Maiden. That changed the name. I'm going to mess it up every time now. That is where we come back to them. They are on top of this. I am hesitant to call it a mountain, as it is only about 60, 70 feet tall. But it is the tallest thing on this frame, on this plane.
This island.
And this island, that is the best way to put it. And from the top of this mountain, you can see all around. You can see the barrier between this fragment and the void on every side. The sun's, as is typical, beating down on you, hot and intense. And that is where we meet back up with the four of you plus Selena that are here. Elena
Check out our haul.
Elena wipes some sweat from her brow. She's like, agreed, but we should do it back on the ship. Don't like standing out here in the open like this.
Yeah, and that hole there is a little too hot still.
Tell me about it.
We find it quite nice, but okay, yeah, we can go.
So, yes,
So close to the beach.
you head off down the crude path down this hill. It is merely a hill, but it is an incredibly steep path. So you take your time going down it. It takes you about 15 minutes to get to the bottom, as it's a steep incline and you have to be careful. You exit the pathway next to this river that is coming out of a small cave. The river, of course, will lead you eventually to the beach and ocean, where surely you will find your way back to the Voided Maiden.
way back, I'll yell out every once in a while. Hey, Jimmy, we killed all your friends.
Or
So I'll
don't.
ask Helena, how long will it take to put that shard back in?
She glances into Skin Pillar's bag, as that's where it is, and if they didn't do any damage. It probably would not take more than an hour or so to get it back installed. It's much easier to rip it out. I'm more worried
Very
about
well.
I'm more worried about the energy cells. I am not all that certain that we have what we need to make it back.
Well, where do we get the energy cells?
There are several drifting fragments that I'm sure I could we could procure some from, but whether or not they are within range, that is honestly it's kind of a hat pull.
And we can't charge up these cells in any way?
There are ways. I'm not sure we'd have access to them here. There are certain sites that gather arcane energy and can be used in that fashion. Um, there's one in Haven that works very well. Actually, it's quite fast. Whether or not there's one that we have access to here on this island, I haven't seen it.
I mean,
It's
can't hurt to look.
worrying at the very least. Okay, that's
Well,
not
we
nice.
can
Let me open
we
it
can
up.
try and figure it out once we get back to the ship.
Yep. One problem at a time.
You, after an hour, maybe two, you're moving carefully, looking out on the lookout for anything that might be trailing you, any remnants of the kobolds that remain. Um, you make it back to the beach, and you can see several hundred yards down the beach is the remains of, well, I say the remains, the campsite made of the Void Maiden.
Oh,
Ah, what a
that's a
wonderful
pretty
sight.
big ship.
Now, Helena, our deal was that we bring this shard back and I get a ride. Is that correct?
Well, I don't know what the captain told you, but that sounds like something he'd say. He's too generous for his own. He's too generous for his own way. Sometimes.
Just want to make sure that the Dragon Horde had nothing to do with the deal. I mean, the shard was all that we required for the ride.
Well, if we had known that it was a dragon, we would have sent everybody in the crew to take back the shard and not some advanced party.
I believe he had also wanted us to perform a little bit of duties in the boat while we were on it, because they were short sub members.
Yeah, that
Indeed.
sounds very dull and boring, but okay, we can do that.
Most days it is, and then you get a Terraduana on his side, and it's fucking terrifying.
I have worked on a boat before. It is no fun.
Well, to each their own. And she goes on up into the ship, and you hear you hear the sound of Captain Detroit. Oh, you made it back, did you? I take it the ones I sent in got you. Ah, who am I kidding? It's good to see you alive there. And you kind of walk up onto the deck as they share a quick hug. His embrace. Ah, I see you're not so full of shit after all. It's a great thing to have you here. Maybe we can get off this shock.
Did you think we were full of shit when we came up?
I think most people are full of shit, if I'm being honest. That's been my experience.
And I don't like the company that you keep if they all are full of shit.
Oh, no. Those that are full of shit don't last very long on my boat. I'd say I throw them overboard, but you'd think I was being serious and be all frightened and shit. We don't want that.
When I first saw the ship, I was like, pirates. Yes, this is something that is probably the case in the Void Sea.
Not many. We ain't got many pirates out in the Void Sea. They haven't taken to it yet. It's the Terradorna you gotta worry about. There's a couple crews of pirates that are trying their hands. Most of them ain't no count when you get a ship this size, this galleon. Gotta watch out for the ship Mist though. Black Buckles. He's a monster.
Black Buckles. Yes, that sounds very piratey. I'm just worried that she was saying that we don't have enough energy cells. Are we going to be limping like prey for these pirates?
With what energy we have right now, we would have to move slowly. If I haven't completely lost track of time and the drift, we should have enough energy to come across a small fragment that I know for a fact has a wizard on it that's pretty good with arcane charging and arcane energy like that. That's if I haven't lost track of the time. It would be better if we could find somehow to get some energy. Surely there's another crash ship about here somewhere that has some on it. But he looks you up and down at some of your scorched clothing, at some of the bite marks. It's like, but I think you all ought to rest a little bit before we go on the expedition. The void ain't getting no farther away from us.
Yes, we do have some items to divvy up and to count.
Alright,
I'm sure Helena will tell you all about it.
She probably will. That one can talk. Helena's done off and she's doing something on the ship. She's got some ropes, assisting at the forge, those types of things. Well, below deck down there's a couple of holds for people. I'm sure we have enough beds. Just claim the ones you need.
Very well. And I'll
So-
slither on down into the galley with my backpack.
I am assuming that the rest of you go on down below decks as well.
Yeah, I'm
Fall
gonna.
behind.
Since I'm the only one here that's actually a member of this crew right now, I'll show them around to key features and then also where to stow their stuff.
I do have a map of the boat, but I'm not going to move you to it right this second. It'll be a later on thing. So, as for the loot you guys found, now that I have it set in there, you managed throughout your hasty grabbing of stuff before this dragon basically exploded and showed you what you have, you managed to find a couple thousand gold coins if you take the time to count them, which I assume you do. 2,265.
Very good at counting coin. Yes.
You also found 1,000. He also found about 4 or 5,000 assorted other coins, which totals out to 1,542 silver, 3,560 copper. That's a handful of gems that you guys have listed on that page that could be sold. A few potions that Savas you would recognize almost immediately to be potions of healing. 2 potions of healing and 2 potions of greater healing.
Eh.
Amongst that, you also find this strange, translucent black orb. It seems to have mist swirling within it. About it's about the size of like a large baseball.
I thought that was the shard when I saw it in the inventory.
No, nah, they would have already got the shard and start trying to get it back installed.
Obviously, it is magic if it swirling in smoke and all that.
You could assume so. It would be a valid assumption.
I'll go ahead and cast Identify.
Okay. Are you casting it or are you using a ritual?
Oh, ritual. Yeah.
Okay. So after studying this orb for some time, while you are studying it, I need to know what you're thinking of. Do you have a place in mind? A person in mind? What is Savas thinking as he is handling this orb ritually and going about casting identify upon it?
I'm laying out the ritual and going through routines. I'm thinking of Corvin, the master that I learned my magic from, and how he told me to do it in specific orders, and how I'd always be impatient and try to do things quicker.
Okay. Somewhere in the middle of this casting, you look upon the orb, and you see the mist swirl a bit, and then they focus into. It almost looks like a snow globe, but inside this snow globe is some expanse of land that you do not recognize. But you do recognize the tents and wagons of your former carnival.
Am I from above them? Is it?
Yes, you're looking from above and to the side. Like I said, it's almost like a snow globe. It depends on how you're looking at the globe. As you think more into Corvin and the things that he had done for you, it passes into the wagon that the animals were always keeping, of various types. And you see Corvin, your old master, your old friend. You see him. He's in one chained by the wrist, and that's kind of what you hear. You see that he's just out of reach of some of these strange beasts. Some call it a displacer beast. It's in there and it's swiping him, almost as if it's playing with him. It knows it can't get to him, but it knows that it can keep him scared. You can tell that he's been in this situation for quite some time, that things are going on. You do not know what you're looking at is true. You do not know where this came from. If maybe it is reading your mind, maybe it is showing you your deepest fear, maybe it's showing you the truth. You can't believe tell.
I'll throw it down on the bunk that I'm laying on.
Yeah, as you drop it, it slowly fades back to this thick black mist that you can tell is swirling within the crystal.
Can I make an Arcana check to see if it was something that, if this item is cursed?
Yeah, make an Arcana check. Sure.
Well, thank God it's not the one that.
Thank God, yeah. With an 18, You know that there are some items that are enchanted with certain scrying magic? You, however, cannot tell for sure if this is one.
Yeah, because crystal
Tell me.
balls are usually a little bigger than a baseball.
Yeah, not just with an Arcana check.
I mean, I'm pretty sure I've in the carnival they had people that would be able to have the crystal ball and the whole spiel for the customers.
Yeah,
and
oh, for
stuff.
sure, yes. This is a bit smaller than a crystal ball. That's just the way I described it. Is this is a crystal ball about the size of maybe a large baseball, softball.
Okay. I
Around
still
that.
have one second level spell, so I'm gonna go ahead and or no, first level. I have one first level spell, so I'm gonna go ahead and cast Identify as a first level spell.
As
That
that
way, I don't
happens,
have
okay.
just to make sure I don't linger on the spell. I want to know exactly what this thing is and not have it take me where it took me.
Yes, it has a strong sense of divination magic to it. It is called the Orb of Longing, and I think you can change the name of it on the sheet if you would like, and put whatever notes you need to put. It's called the Orb of Longing. It was a piece of one of the borders, much like a shard, except for it did not get the same energies that the shard has. It became a means of looking into the other planes, even through the void, which shows you what you are longing for, what you need, what. Long story short, it allows you to look upon another fragment if you think of the right things while you are doing so.
So it actually is something that will scry. It's not just playing with your own mind.
Yeah, you know that Identify would not necessarily show you a curse, but this seems to be legitimate scrying magic, yes.
Okay. That is a very interesting piece
There's
of
also
information.
That's also within this a quite large skull. Does not seem to be magical, it seems to be mundane. Maybe the
I
skull
want
of
to see
a
it.
devil
I want.
or something?
Oh, I was going to test the orb one time.
Okay.
I'm going to test it and I'm going to, while I'm holding it, I'm going to think about energy cells for a ship and see what happens.
You get the sense from the orb as you are looking into it. It flashes a lot of images. You get the source that this might be a little too vague. But as you focus, roll me a wisdom check to see if you're able to guide this orb and focus this orb into what you actually are looking for.
I think a 22 might.
Yeah, I think a
do it.
22 is probably good enough. You look into the orb, and after it just flashes a lot of images, you take hold of it with your mind and you focus it. Energy cells that are close. You see these creatures. You can tell that this is the same thing, the fragment. Um, just because of the two suns that are orbiting the outside of the orb as you look. Not outside the orb, but you know what I mean. You can tell the facsimile of the two suns that would be shining down. Um, you see several creatures, webbed hands and feet, fish-like heads. You see one that is arguing with one that is significantly larger. You don't hear anything, but you get the sense that they are arguing. The large one walks away into the river with this humongous. Um, you've seen them in your travels. They're called a merrow. It is a merfolk of some form that has been corrupted by the void and corrupted by the thing. They are large creatures and not very friendly.
Okay. I think I remembered that they mentioned that there was some of those creatures on this
Yeah,
island.
roll me a nature check as you look upon this scene. Yeah, 19. 19, that is excellent. You recognize these creatures as the hooligan. They are
Sarhoog.
most yes, the hooligan. They are mostly aquatic creatures. They are able to come up on land and do things, but they need the water to really survive. Know that it's a society where the female Sahuagin are generally priestesses, but they should follow the lead of the Baron of the tribe. The Barons of the tribe are typically much larger. You know that they have some sort of control over certain aquatic creatures, but you do not know much else.
I do know that there are some on this island.
Yes, it has been mentioned that there's some Sahuagin on this island. Yes.
All right. I think I shall talk to Helena when I get done.
Divvying up the rest of this gold. Somebody wants to do the math on how much each of you get
Oh,
and what you leave on
well,
the
how
ship?
many shares would it be? Because I know Helena was in on the battle too. So
Yes,
she's getting a
Helena
share
would
as well.
Helena would definitely take a share, and she would insist on it. She's
So
kind.
with
She's kind, but she's not stupid. Would be her exact
oh
words.
yeah, she was instrumental. I would never think to leave her out of the situation. So is it 7 shares then? One for me, Skin Peeler, Marvin, Torcall, Esno, and Helena is
Yes.
6. So it'd be 6 shares. Okay. All right. And I guess we can all get together and talk about the gold before I talk to her and let them. I'll also let them know exactly what I've with the shadowy orb that we found.
And the 15 gems that you have there, and the 4 potions.
Yeah, we
And
can.
the
Those
skull.
are kind of hard to.
But yes.
The skull.
Yeah,
I totally
Yeah, I
forgot
think-
about the skull.
yeah, it's large. It's obviously from a big creature. You can see that there's some horns attached.
Ooh, Skin Peeler will probably like that.
It's a grotesque display. Probably a devil of some type.
Interesting.
Probably a devil of some type was the previous owner of this skull.
Can I detect magic on it? I'll take the 10-minute ritual.
Yeah, you can cast detect magic on it. It does not appear to be magical.
Okay. But it was in the dragon's hoard, correct?
But it was in the dragon's sword. Perhaps it held some significance. Perhaps it was an heirloom. Perhaps the kobolds just thought it looked cool and brought it to the dragon.
Okay.
But it does not appear to be magical in any way. It just looks cool.
All right. Well, I'll find all the others and we can get together and sort out all this money.
Alright.
And I will tell them about all the stuff that I've identified and all that.
Yeah, about the time you're done divvying out coins, you probably during this time would have gotten a short rest. As I don't know if you've ever had to count out coins and stuff like that, but it takes forever.
I quite
There's-
enjoy counting money.
You look up in the curtain, the doorway. It's just this curtain that slides to the side, and standing there is this tabaxi. She is Blackbird has a white streak of fur just coming down her eye and snout.
Does she like to trip people?
That's not funny.
Make a deck save.
Every time she walks into the room, make a deck save.
For our viewers, I got tripped by my cat. That's the joke. She walks in. She says, "Ah, I see. Like-minded people. I too like the coin. The name's Cripple. It is excellent to meet you. I am the quartermaster on the Void Maiden. If there's anything that you need to spend some of that coin on, I might be able to help." She looks and she sees the gems on the table and her eyes go, "Ooh." Like, I could help with some of those, too.
Well, I know coin does weigh quite a bit of money. Or weighs quite a bit, so if we can get that,
She says,
turned into gems, I wouldn't mind.
You mean the other way around? The gems turn into coins? Or?
No, coin, I don't want to lug around
She says,
all 500 copper pieces.
I have something that might just help you out. Probably just the thing you need. Come. And she heads out the door and toward the back of the ship into the cargo hold.
I'll slither around behind her. Hopefully
She goes-
joined by everybody else.
She goes
A
digging.
little pep coming from Sorkal as he follows.
She goes digging around, and she finally pulls out this box and she sets it down. She opens it. She says, "This is what is called a bag of holding." Pulls out this ornate purple and gold sack. It's a lord's sack, but it's still a sack. She goes, "No matter how much I put in it, it seems to not weigh more than about 15 pounds or so. It's a great thing to have. I could probably part with it for about 500 of those coins you have there."
For pieces? Yes, of course.
Oh, you're funny. You're funny. I like you. I like you. You're funny. No, the gold. Definitely the gold. I also have some gold. I could probably... You see, I have storage space here. You do not. I could consolidate your coin up to a degree. Could consolidate your coin up to a degree. It'll cost you about 10%. Since I have to hold on to, what's that, about 5,000 little coins to make up for the big ones? I mean, they spin the same, but
Sorry, how much for the bag again?
I could part with it for about 500 gold.
Well, with all of us together, I guess we could probably get one. If you wanted to do the bag of holding as a community property, that would be okay. We could split it up by 506 ways. So 500 divided by 6.
What about the crew discount here?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that's true.
You're funny. 450. Just because I want you to come back.
Just equals to 31.
Now, I do have some other oddities you might take a look at. And she just kind of gestures to the crate behind her. This crate is mine. I would suggest not trying to open it if I'm not around. bad things could happen. Oh, all kinds of stuff, little. All kinds of stuff. And if you have the coin, it could be yours. Well, I have some potions here. She pulls out another box and she sets it there and she opens it, and inside it it's set up like a little tackle box, like a little alchemy box type thing, and there are about 10 potions of different varieties in there. She's like, ah, yes, we picked these up somewhere. I don't quite remember where. It gets things. I think these are good for your health. She points at a selection of about 5 red potions in smallish vials. This one right here. She points and there's a couple of potions there. Says, that. I tried one of those once and then I fell in the water. I don't like being wet, you see, but I could stay underwater for a long time, it felt like. Of course, I get out of the water real quick because the water and my sensitive fur do not quite agree with each other.
You have anything that can make me taller? You seem like busy looking up at his 3'1" stature.
Oh yes, yes. She reaches down into she pulls out a bottle. And there are like some capsule type pills. Yes. Take 2 of these every morning, and you will slowly start to grow till you're the size of that big furry elf that runs around here.
Okay, I don't want it anymore. I want to be tall, but I don't want to be that tall. Thank you. Bye bye.
And he kind of just
Okay.
goes back and stands behind.
You hear her say under her breath, "It will never anyway."
Which for the potions that you mentioned.
Well, these health potions here, I'd say I would sell for 50 apiece. They're going great, you see. I could, part with this blue one here, and you see it's a blue vial and it has these bubbles just constantly coming up from the bottom, almost as if it's carbonated, but it doesn't need any agitation for the bubbles to form. I could part with that one for about 75, I think. I don't think I would do less. You see, I like you. You're helping us out here. No way I would have been able to get the shot. I heard there was a dragon. Ooh. I'm afraid I'm a little bit scaredy.
You probably would have singed your hair.
Oh.
Did you see Skin Peeler?
I was wondering what that was about. It'll take him months to grow that back.
I think I shall take your blue potion if no one else wishes to take it.
Excellent.
Alright.
Well, if you'll excuse me, if that is all, I'm going to take a little bit of a cat nap. It's that time of the day. These suns in the sky, they throw everything off. But I'm going to take a bit of a cat nap. She kind of curls around. She kind of walks around this. You can tell that this is where she has set up her bed and stuff. It's like, I don't really like being around people. And she plops down onto what's essentially just a lump of blanket and curls up. Why are you still here? I said get out.
On impact with something, the rest of the arrow just goes straight into the bag of holding.
It's devious. But okay,
Double
continue.
holding, bag of holding, boom.
You have just met
Would
Triple,
probably
the
say-
quartermaster, bought some stuff. How do you continue your day? At this point, one of the suns, as you look out one of the portholes, one of the suns has sunk to where it's just about below where the horizon would be. The other is still almost locked middle of the sky.
I'll get with Marvin and Torkal, and I'll tell them about the the orb of longing and my encounter with it for the energy cell,
Oh.
and how it showed me that the Sagawan that are on this island might have the energy cell.
So we're going to go up to every people. Probably give them the same treatments as we did with the kobolds. Get what we need, and then we leave.
There's nothing to say that we have to give them the same treatment as the kobolds. We might be able to barter with them. I'm not sure. If they're intelligent enough, should
Do they
be.
look friendly enough, Savas?
We usually do not deal well with outsiders, but we have taken quite a big thorn out of their side with removing most of the kobolds, and one said dragon that probably took their home from them. They're might be grateful.
I don't know if took their home from them, but yeah, probably grateful to have less competition in this small environment, right?
Yeah. But the question I have is, obviously we need the cells to get off this boat. Do we wish to cut a deal with the captain, or just do it so that we can get the hell out of here?
Well, I don't know what kind of deal you're looking to cut. I'm already on the crew.
And Marvin, you would know that Captain Detroit is a kind man. He can be harsh at times when needed, but he is a kind man. He is fairly charitable. Any type of excess loot the ship comes across, he generally splits it pretty evenly with those who deserve it.
Yeah, I mean he took me on, and it was my first time being out in the Void Sea. So,
In short, he is a good friend to have, is what you would have noticed. You probably worked quite closely with him, knowing who needed counseling, knowing just who needed what. You probably would have worked with Criffle as sort of
Might also help ingratiate us, me and Torkal, into the crew a little bit more if we can bring the energy cells back. So
I mean, the energy cells are going to get us much further along than whatever energy we have right now, and basically just makes it more likely we'll get to the next hop and be able to recharge fully. So it's definitely worth the effort, and I know the captain's going to be appreciative of it.
And you would also know you had to do it once in the short time you've been on the Void Maiden. Moving at low power, it's very slow.
It's very slow. It's almost too quiet when it happens. It's not a great time.
there are many things in the Void Sea you do not want to be. You want to be faster than. I know that.
Definitely. And I don't know the charts very well myself, but I imagine this is not exactly a highly traveled area of the Void Sea. So we want to get out of it as quickly as possible.
As you would know, it is farther out toward the edge of what's called the Steelhaven sector. It's way out. People don't come out this way very often just because there's nothing out here.
Is it neutral zone?
The Void Sea doesn't necessarily have contested areas. They are kind of split into sectors based on the largest fragment that is around that has civilization on it. Marvin, you would know that you were getting some material from the Red Dragon sector, if I could talk, from the Red Dragon sector. Most of the crew, including yourself, were told not to even get off the ship getting that. Because nobody likes being within the Red Dragon stronghold. It's a scary thing. But you got the material, the steel, much of which has been used to repair the ship in the weeks that you have been on this fragment. But the captain had some little side mission. He would not talk about it. It was merely him and Helena that got off the ship at your last stop before here. And that's the only reason you were out in this sector. And then you were attacked by several Terradorna, seemingly working in concert, that kind of ran you ashore. And that's what you know.
They did not come on and attack you after that.
Well, who could say?
That's strange, isn't it? Maybe something to investigate. Anyway.
It's odd, but really that's all to say. I am 100% for us getting a little bit more energy in the bank. And ideally we can do it without getting into a fight, but whatever happens, happens.
Very well. I think we should all go talk to the captain then. And since you know him better than us, I would allow you to tell him what we have discovered.
But first, before we go, if we're going to try to negotiations, we should probably spiffy you up a little bit, Sebas.
And you see Torkel take out like a needle and thread and starts pointing towards all of the cut marks and frayed edges on Sebas's clothes.
Some scorch marks there and there, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. I woke up on a beach. I didn't have time to collect my things as much as I would have liked. We'll take a rest after we see how the captain wants to handle it.
All right.
Okay, well, you do that. You take a few minutes to repair and mend Savas's clothes and Marvin's clothes, and anybody else's clothes who needs it.
Marvin's actually in pretty good shape when it comes to that. He didn't go through much.
Then you make your way up onto the upper deck. The captain and Helena are supervising the reinstallation of the shard. Oh damn, they did quite a number on that one. That's... You can't fix it, can't you? Oh yes I can, I tell you, I can fix it. I can fix damn near about anything you give me enough time. I wouldn't drive it like a bat out of hell after this fix, but I can get it fixed. Thank you, Blacksteel. I appreciate it. Oh, it's our new crewmate. How y'all doing this afternoon? You get a nice rest in?
Feeling a little better after our jaunt.
Y'all didn't let Criffle rip you off too bad now, did you?
No.
I swear that cat, she could swindle anybody. Try and tell you those pills that make you taller. Don't fall for that one. Don't fall for that one. It don't work.
Well, I already said that. Well, I didn't say that, but I said no because I don't want to be as tall as Skin Peeler. That's too tall.
Yeah, it can be. It can be indeed. So, you got any information for me now that you've rested up? What'd you find out there? Really a dragon? I would have sent the whole crew had it known. Sorry for putting you in that kind of a situation.
Well, it's I'll take the blame. It's partially my fault. Who could have known that we would fight a dragon, really? But
well, looking back, all the clues were there. I mean, there's this big shadow that passed overhead most days.
I heard nothing about a shadow.
Well, I know I said it a couple times, so.
But Captain, as it happens, Savas here has come across some information. We may be able to get a few energy cells
Oh, that'd
back for
be
the ship.
excellent. That'd be excellent. Trenmere is more shady. I know he had overcharges. And we ain't got much gold in the hold.
How many energy cells are we needing?
4 or 5 would definitely get us to Stillhaven. Less than that would probably make it. But we would have to stop off and deal with the wizard in that little fancy town, and I don't much like him. Like I said, he's shady. He'd probably rip us off. And as long as we've been here on this beach, I don't know that my calculations are any good anymore. I have to get back out there and recalculate the drift.
Well,
So, for us to get the energy cells, it's going to require another little expedition. But really, I've got one question, and then I'm going to leave it to Savas to ask anything that he needs to ask because it's his information. But would we be empowered to negotiate on your behalf? Should we need to do that to get the energy cells?
You do what you have to do, but we only have about 1,000 gold between us here. It's whatever Criffle's holding out, but she always holds out. But I find it, if you're talking about anything that's on this island, I don't know that gold is really what they need, really what they would want. If it's something we can do, you tell them we can do it. If it's not, well, we need those energy cells. But try not to make any enemies that we don't need.
seems you have plenty of those as it is.
That's the nature. It's the nature of selling the void.
Very well. I don't think we're going to need too many of your crew. You keep them here. We should be able to work something out. But we are going to head over and talk to the Marrow, the Sagahan people.
Oh, that's a hooligan.
Sahugan, yeah.
They can be a bit nasty. You say mirror? Man, I don't like to see those out of the void. They're nasty. I don't like to see them in the void either, but when they're out of the void, they're usually up to something.
Hopefully we can negotiate. I hope someone has a charisma score high enough to do some persuasion. Which I do not think we do.
I mean, I don't know what you mean by charisma score, but I can be slightly persuasive myself.
Normally people do not take a liking to me, but maybe Sahugan will have no problems with a lizard snake person talking to them. Might actually work.
Hey, Blacksteel, how much of that red dragon steel we get left? Oh, Captain, not very much. We have maybe 100, 200 pounds of it. By the time we finish the repairs, it could be less than 100 pounds left. That means we're not getting paid. Alright, well, we will deal with that when we come to it. Feel free to offer some of the black dragon steel, or the red dragon steel. It's a valuable resource in and of itself.
That is good. We will have something to barter with if we have to. We will try to make it as cheap as possible.
Cheap's good.
We will
Free,
secure
it's
at
better.
least 4.
That's what we need. I have about 2. we would have had to move at half power to make it to Shantytown. And like I said, he would have ripped us off. I'll tell him what favor we would have owed him because we wouldn't have had the gold for it.
Very well. I think we should rest up and go talk to them in the morning.
Makes sense.
If it can wait, I could definitely do with a bit of sleep myself.
Well, get what sleep you can. There's some thick blankets in the hold somewhere. Maybe covering the portholes will get it dark enough you can sleep. I ain't been sleeping right for about however long we've been here.
Yes, maybe I'll get some blankets from that cat of yours. She had some very nice, comfortable looking bedding in there.
Well, I hope those scales of yours are thick, cause she's got sharp claws, let me tell you.
I was going to buy them from her. Thank you very much.
Well, I guess that works. That could be a good thing. Well, I'm gonna get back to work. Yeah, get your rest. If my timing's right, it is about when night would fall on most other fragments. But that damn thing up there, I swear it hasn't moved since we got here. Pointing to the singular sun that's still in the sky, it's like it's again, it's almost locked in like high noon type position, shining directly down. The other sun at this point is not visible.
All right. Well, I'm gonna hit the short rest or long rest.
Long rest.
Yeah. And you managed to get a long rest, and there's enough people around that setting up a watch is not even necessarily needed. Savas, you have nightmares as you sleep. That same image that you saw in the orb burnt into your brain. It's as if Corvin is chained in there with this displacer beast, and it's almost some game that somebody is playing with him. Again, it's just a nightmare, and you get these. It's a very bad feeling that you get.
I know Grindelbaum's ways very well. He's treated me just as poorly. I know Corvin's in this predicament because of me, but I'm in no position to help him at the moment. I have to actually get back, so getting the energy cells is what I shall put my energy towards.
But yes, you all awaken to the sounds of heavy clanking. There must have been some type of a breach on the side of the ship where you were sleeping, and you now hear the hammer falls. Clong, 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 clong. I feel the heat of the metal being heated around you almost.
When we get out on the beach by ourselves, I'll gentlemen, I never even thought to ask, do any of you wish to use the orb?
I'm pretty aware of what I'm looking for. I don't think I need to delve any deeper into what that can show me.
To be honest, I don't even know what I'm looking for. I've kind of been adrift for these past 2 years.
Well, if something comes to you, and I have no qualms about letting you use it, just so you know.
All right. Thank you for the offer, friend. The Sorko gives like a big smile.
Dragon Slayers have to stick together.
All right, we slayed a dragon.
I wonder if I should take that. I'm going to take that the devil's skeleton head with us in the
Okay.
bag of holding.
Alright.
Alright,
But
I'm
yes,
going
you're
to-
on the beach. Twin suns beating down upon you, and looking for where this hooligan might be.
Surely they had some. They, if I remember correctly, there was a. They were on the other side of the mountain, correct?
I
Didn't that,
do believe
Jimmy
you
told us some
found.
stuff about it. I can't remember exactly.
Yes, Jimmy did mention this hooligan had been a problem, but he did not give an exact location of where they stayed. You did find, as you were tracking the kobolds, you did find some webbed footprints leading into the river at some point. So you might backtrack to where you found those. Start your investigation there.
Our two choices are follow the beach, because obviously, if they're water creatures, they will be living near the water, or we go through the river. Which way do you think would be the more fortuitous?
Do I know? Do I have any sense of roughly how large this island is?
Or maybe 5 miles across. It's small. You can, again, standing on the hill in the middle of it, middle-ish of it, you can see the barrier on all sides. You can see the entire dome that the barrier formed around this fragment.
Maybe we should
Okay.
climb to the top of the mountain again.
So I personally don't know how to do the calculation of feet to miles. You know, not being American. But what I'm getting at is how much space do I think we could cover if I could sense out to 1,000 feet away from me in the next 10 minutes?
See where you're going.
You really booked it? You might cover a mile?
Flav, 5,25,000. It's 5,200 feet for a mile.
All right, I'm gonna keep that in my back pocket then. I say we either go along the beach or climb that hill again and see what we can see.
Your call? What would you say?
Well, if you folks have no preferences either way, I think I will flip a coin.
Chance sometimes gives us the best options.
Well, if it's a 1, we'll go to the beach, and if it's a 2, we'll go up the hill.
I like it.
Beach it is.
Ah, the warm sand feels good underneath me.
Alright, as you roam the beach, keeping the ocean close at hand, you come across an area that instead of beach is more of a cliff down into the water. You can see down there that there are the remnants of several shipwrecks. Now these are the more traditional voyage ships that are closer to like van-sized submarines meant to carry 1, maybe 2 people. Well, I say 1 or 2 people meant to carry people and not necessarily cargo. They are incredibly fast. It's more the type of ship that Savas you would be used to. That's the,
Gallipin?
yes. There are several of these sets of wreckages down there. The cliff kind of splits, and into it flows the river about as far as you can see before it gets dark. There's clear signs that it is a traveled way. There's a little footpath beside the river. It's pretty clear that You can see some footprints in there. If you were to be hiding on this island, it would be a good place to hide.
How would you wish to approach? Do we just don't attempt to hide? Just walk out in the open, correct?
Personally, I feel if we're trying to sneak up, we're not presenting as friendly a face.
I agree. I am going to cast Mage Armor, though.
And I clank on my armor. I'm like, I'm also not 100% sure I'd be able to sneak very well anyway.
Torkel looks at his unarmored body, shrugs.
Yes. Very well, then. We will make no overt gestures of offense. And I will leave you to talk to them unless they require me to.
Yes, you. Go on.
I was gonna say, having probably dealt with similar creatures at least once or twice in the past, do I know if they'll typically speak common or
Oh my god.
what language they would have, if any?
You would know. Roll me a nature. Let's call it nature. See what you know about. Well, Logan.
Oh, solid 3.
Yeah, you don't know very much about them. You seem to remember reading somewhere that they could at least communicate with the people that they needed to communicate with. So they have some way of communicating and at least broken common.
Ah,
Great.
yeah. I could also try something.
If they can write, I have a ritual that allows me to talk to people. I should be able to read their writing and write something that they can understand.
I have this.
Oh, that is a very handy thing to do.
Yes.
But it requires you to at least understand one language, correct?
Yeah, if they understand one language, it's fine. It doesn't matter what language, as long as they can understand a language.
Interesting. Well, that might be the key to our ability to communicate. But let's see what I can do first. I feel good about this.
Let us continue.
Yes.
And hopefully Skin Peeler will follow our lead.
I
We'll
can get back
just
there. It's
we'll
fine.
just having him tag along with you. When C-Note actually gets here, he'll come to life.
I'm
He's
sure
being his
Esno
normal
would
gruff, silent self. Is that what I'm getting?
Yes, he's being the strong and silent type right now. But yes, okay, so you continue into this cave slowly.
We're gonna go based off of height. So I'll go first, then Torkal, then Savas, then Skin
Wait,
Peeler.
wait, how tall is Marvin? I have to know.
2'11".
Oh, jeez, okay, yeah.
Yes.
Sure.
Willow, basically, right?
Yeah, I'm
So-
literally like 2 inches taller. Fuck yeah.
Alright. Having declared what your marching order is there, Skin Pillar leads you through this cave.
No, he's in back. Skin Peeler's in
okay.
back.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I'm in front. Marvin's in front.
Oh, okay, you went the other way. Gotcha. So Marvin leads you through this cave. It's dark. It is damp and dank. You can smell the various types of algae and the foliage creeping and growing up the cave walls as you get in, and it gets more and more. You actually have to get into the water at several points to get through. It's not anything deep enough that you risk. Not anything deep enough that you risk being swallowed up by it or anything like that. But you have to get into the water several points. The cave gets narrow in spots, and you come upon this wall. It's a straight wall, but it's very clear that there's a cavern underwater. And you can see that it goes under, and presumably the water has to come from somewhere. You're not sure where it surfaces again.
So we've got no indication of how long we'd have to be underwater, right?
No, there are ways that you could potentially test it, but from looking at it, the water goes down into darkness, and you get the idea that it might come up somewhere, but you have no clue how far that might be just by looking.
Alpha?
Glad I bought a potion of water breathing.
That's surprisingly handy. But that would just affect you, right?
Yes, that is the problem. It's going to affect the person who drinks it. First of all, I think we just need to go down and investigate a little bit. See exactly how far we can get with just our breath. And since you have armor on, me and Torkal could probably scout this place out.
That was going to be my suggestion. Neither of you are drinking the potion at the moment, though, right?
No.
Well,
and I'd probably have a familiar, which I've completely forgot about. Can't remember his name.
Little cobra that's with you there somewhere. No, I'm not gonna insert that on you.
Actually, no, it wasn't a cobra.
Is.
I decided to go a different route. Have it. I don't have it, but yeah.
Well, if you two are going to go on ahead, Skin Peeler and I can stay back here. I'll pat Torkal on the back and say, I believe in you two, and I'll cast guidance on Torkal.
Okay, thank you. Okay.
So we'll
I forgot what guidance does.
It's a D4 on the next skill check.
Gotcha.
all right. So let's take this underwater.
All right.
D4 on the next skill check within the next minute. It's only lasts
Yeah,
for a minute.
Alright, what is the constitution of you two? What is your constitution?
12.
13.
Alright. Noted. But yes, you dive down and roll me an athletics check.
Of course, it's athletics.
It could be. No, I don't see how you could swim acrobatically. It's going to be athletics.
You obviously have never seen the what do they call those synchronized swimming in the Olympics.
Plus a d4.
Well, that's dancing in the water, yes. And you
Yes,
can use a
that's
d4.
D4.
Huzzah!
Nice.
Alright. Yes, Savas, you make it 20, 30 feet in, and becomes clear to you. You can vaguely see some light another 60 or 70 feet in that direction. Torkal, however, you're quick in the water. Your small size makes you hydrodynamic. You get about 60 or 70 feet in, and you can tell it's another 30 feet until this opens up through this. You can see it through the surface of the water. The light shining down this cavern. Probably a few 100 feet across. You can't make out much, but you can make out that there is light shining down through the water from this humongous cavern that has water through it. Looking down within the water before you have to turn around and swim back or risk. Or swim one way or the other, I should say. Or risk not being able to hold your breath any longer. You see these structures under the water, built into the side of this cabin, almost like houses. In fact, if you were an aquatic creature, you could most definitely use one for a house.
Ooh.
But that is what you see before you have to make a decision if you push forward or swim back. Either way, you've got to do something or you're going to start losing your breath.
Oh boy. I'm going to telepathically communicate with Savas. Hey, buddy, what do you think we should do now?
It's a bit complicated for that limited telepathy.
Okay, fine. Limited telepathy, it's ideas and simplistic stuff. So, basically, you just say forward or back.
Back.
Low air.
Back.
Back.
Regroup.
Alright. So it's a couple of minutes. Not long, but a couple of minutes before they surface back where they were. And the skin peeler and Marvin see them surface with a splash.
Oh, hey guys. So, what did you find?
What do you think
Found
we
out
find?
that Torkal swims very fast. He made it much further in than I did. What did you find, little one?
I think I saw a house. Looked like a house for water people.
Ah, so we have found the right place.
I think so.
One would hope.
Did you see any light sources?
Memory going blank, did I?
Yes, you saw light shining down from above the water. There was some glowing algae and stuff within the water casting some light as well. But you could definitely see coming down from above, it's a source of water. It's a source of light.
Yeah.
Still in the cavern. Still in the cavern. Still not like sunlight, but
Yeah.
there was some light.
Oh, so it wasn't sunlight.
No.
No, it seemed like it was coming from down there. It was really pretty.
But that tells me that the surface is near there, which means we wouldn't be underwater too long.
Yeah,
Could make the swim.
100 foot total, maybe.
Very well.
Long enough it's a tough swim, but not long enough that it's undoable.
I think this is our opportunity, gentlemen. Let's go talk to some Sahugan.
Well,
Alright.
I'm probably not going to make it too far in this armor on my own. I could try, but
I think it's disadvantage on the check.
Skin Peeler, why don't I hang on to you and you do the swimming? I'll just hold my breath.
Is there any possibility you could put your armor in the bag of holding until we get you through?
Oh, that's smart.
That would help a little bit. But it'll take me a couple minutes to get in and out. It's not super fast. If you guys want to wait around, I'm happy to do it.
No problems waiting around. I just don't want to see a small man in metal hitting the ground underwater.
Ooh. That would look very interesting. Imagine the sand at the bottom just going poof upwards.
Well,
Hey, we could try to make the the trip with you and Arma and just have Skin Peeler drag you along if we have to.
It'll take me about a minute to get out of it and 5 minutes to get back in on the other side. If we do get into a fight, I'll be at a slight disadvantage, but that's about the worst of it, so...
I say we put a rope around you and tie you to Skin Peeler. That's probably the best way to go.
Oh, like a backpack.
Yes. Well, I wouldn't say that. I'd just say a line, so in case you do flounder, then Skin Peeler can pull you in.
I have a
fish.
slightly worse idea.
Okay.
Why don't I get fully into the bag of holding, and Skin Peeler can just swim?
This is a very interesting.
Either way, you're probably going to need to be able to hold your breath.
I can hold my breath for a couple of minutes.
There should be some air in the bag to begin with, so if you're willing to attempt this, then I see no reason why not.
Now gonna make me Google how far a bag of holding opens.
Well, it depends on your bag of holding, because you can get really big ones or really small ones.
I think it's 2x2.
Yes, I would imagine that he'd be able to fit in as a small creature.
I will say that is that would solve a lot of problems, but
We don't go completely in. We get some reeds that stick out of the bag of holding. Oh, no, wait, never mind. We'd be breathing in water.
Yeah.
Yes, I think this is doable. This is a good idea. I like this. Because I'm not doing it, but yes, it's a great idea.
Well, I mean, if I would be able to swim there, I think I could hold my breath long enough for us to get there with me in the bag.
I'm pretty sure his long arms will cut that water down really quickly.
Just in case, start creating a new sheet. Because we won't be able to figure out if you die in a bag of holding or not.
Don't worry, if Marvin dies, you'll meet his twin brother Barvin or something, and we'll be fine.
Looks exactly the same with bigger mustache.
Yes. So, is that what you're doing?
Yeah.
Fully advised bag of holding plan? Gotcha.
100%, that's what I'm doing.
You're gonna have to roll for Craig or Skin Peeler. So
Yeah. So,
I will cast guidance on Skin Peeler before I get in the bag.
Okay.
that's a great idea. I like that.
So we will take this one thing at a time. First, those of you swimming, I need one Constitution check. And then the athletics. So Skin Pillar is dead. I'm not sure if Skin Pillar is dead.
Okay.
Did you kill him?
I'm actually going to spend a key point to get my astral arms out beforehand. That way I can use my wisdom instead. Which actually helps a bit.
Oh, nice.
Oh no.
But
Okay.
Skin Peeler does get to add the D4 for the athletics check.
Okay. It's not a hard trick. It's not a hard swim. Okay, that's good. Yes. So, those of you that are swimming, you managed to make it. Yeah, with the wisdom check, that's good.
My arms are big.
Savas, you as well as Skin Pillar, once you get out of the water, gasping for air, you almost did not make it, but you managed to make it there.
I
Now,
imagine Savas has no problems going through water, but that's just me,
yeah. Okay.
And we'll
Now-
rip that bag of holding open. Then
Yes, let's see. Okay, now, Marvin. Do you take any precautions as to how you will be in the bag of holding?
I mean, I don't think I know quite enough about them to know what precautions to take.
Okay. As you
I know that I could get in it. I just don't know exactly what else I need to know. I've never been inside one.
as you squeeze yourself into this bag of holding, you find yourself standing in almost complete darkness. There's several sacks of coins laying around because I'm telling you can organize things like that. You see the orb of longing. It's instantly apparent that you have to hold your breath, and as they close the bag of holding, it's dark. You can't see anything because there is nothing to see. Roll me a dexterity saving throw.
Dexterity saving throw. All right.
Yes.
Nine.
Okay. Take all of 4 damage from the fall. About 20 feet down into the bottom of this bag. And you look up as the only source of light, which is the opening of the bag, just blots out. It takes a couple of minutes for this swim to happen. Roll me a Constitution saving throw.
Alrighty. I brought this on myself, so. Alright, 13.
Alright. You manage to hold your breath for about the time it takes for you to see all of a sudden 20 foot up the opening open back up again, and you can see the faces looking in. However, there's no air coming in the bag of holding.
I still have all of my stuff on me, right?
Yes, you see. Roll me a perception check as you're doing whatever you're going to end up doing.
Okay. Perception. Where's perception? There it is. 13.
The 13, you don't see anything, but you get the feeling that you are being watched, and not from something outside of the bag. But
Okay.
the light has come back on. You can once again see, and you see these faces up there. However, you're still holding your breath, and you can't hold it that much longer, and no air is coming in.
Can I potentially, like, I've heard of bags of holding before, right? So
Yes.
I would have some idea of how to get items out of it, but I can't communicate with them through the opening. Would it be possible for me to, like, throw a rope up there or something?
Yeah, roll me attaching something heavy to an end of a rope and throwing it up. First, roll me a sleight of hand check.
Oh, I don't really have anything heavy, I don't think,
Oh,
to
okay.
attach to it. Let me just check to make sure that everything came along. Oh, no, I do have a grappling hook. Okay.
Okay.
So, sleight of hand check?
Roll me a sleight of hand check as you attach the grappling hook. It's not a high check. Or not a high DC, I should say.
Well,
Ooh.
I rolled a 6.
Rolled a 6. You think you got it tied on there pretty good. And now roll me a ranged attack. So it would just be a dexterity check with proficiency
Alright.
to throw this 20 foot up out of the bag.
Dex plus proficiency, you said?
Yes, dexterity check plus proficiency.
11.
11. You manage to hit the rim of the bag. Savas, I would imagine you are closest. Although I'll let both of you make this check. Roll me a dexterity as you see the one hook of a grappling hook just kind of jut out of the bag.
I was
Other than
hoping
that,
to
you
just
see-
say, because I know when you
Yeah,
reach
yes.
into a bag of holding, you can, declare what you want to get out, or think about it and pull it out. So that's what I was going to do. But let's see.
This is more fun.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah, you manage to see it, and you grab the hook. You now have the hold of this grappling hook as you pull it out. You now have a solid connection to the outside there. Warren, I assume you're going
Was
to
it
try
a
and
rope?
climb the rope.
That was my intent, unless somebody else can get me out of the bag faster.
I'm gonna hand it to Skin Peeler and yank it. Get him out of there.
Yeah, suddenly you yanked upwards. I need you to roll me. Let's call it a strength save. It's not very high.
You say that, but we're gonna see what happens. Thankfully, I'm a halfling and can reroll natural ones.
Give me no natural ones. Oh, depends what you needed. So luckily, it's lucky.
That was beautiful.
So you managed to hold on to this rope. Perhaps you were smart enough and you tied a loop and you just yanked upwards out of the bag into the water.
Oh my god! And I start spluttering, trying to get myself back up. Okay. Wow, that was. I am never doing that again. That was a mistake. Let me just tell you.
I do have a potion of breathing if you don't want to try that again. I understand.
I might just swim back next time. But
But yes, you are in the middle of this. It's quite deep. You didn't quite realize how deep it was until you made this rim. The water is probably few hundred feet deep. And you can see now the clear water as the light is shining through it. You can see the rows and rows of structures carved into the side of this cavern, almost down to the bottom, where you can just make out these fish-like people swimming about. They do not seem to have noticed you. On the surface, go on.
rather than treading water here, right? 'Cause I know I'm at least treading water, and
Yeah.
pretty sure everyone else is. Is there any like solid land or anything we can
Yes,
get to?
yes. There is a rim of land about it that goes back about another 50 to 75 feet, depending on where it is. You can see on the top, there's carved into the cavern itself. First off, more of those houses, but toward the back of the cavern, into the cavern itself, is carved this grand, like, stone chair.
Yeah.
But yes, I had assumed that you were swimming to get to the edge. Despite the amount of houses, the amount of structures here, it appears to be probably the population of a small city, of house-wise, for the Sahuagin to live in. You don't see that many Sahuagin. You see a few dozen down below that have not seemed to notice you. But standing up there by the throne is the hooligan. It is a little bit tearful, it looks sorrowful. They do not seem to have noticed you as of yet.
I'm gonna swim to the beach and get on land.
Yeah.
I don't like the idea of being pulled down by enemies. So I
Yeah,
wanna
it's
get
not
on.
a beach so much as it's just a rocky outcropping, but it's simple enough to get up there
Yep.
for the water.
That'll work. I think everybody else is under the same impressions, right?
Yeah.
Like,
But yes, there's an additional, row of structures carved into the surface side of this cavern. It goes up. It looks as if maybe when the tide is higher, there's more water here. In fact, you can see the water line probably about 20 feet above you.
Oh,
So we're in low tide right now. Let's get this working. Yep.
Yeah, I definitely don't want to be here during high tide if this is low tide.
Yeah.
imagine all the swimming. Ugh.
Well, we want to get their attention, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Ready?
Well, what are you doing?
Well, first I'm going to think on this for a second, just to see if I've got any kind of tricks up my sleeve, unless one of you has an idea of how to get their attention without, angering them.
They might
I mean,
come back up on land, or so where that throne is, I'm sure. But I have a feeling that diving down and we ain't going to be able to communicate with them because we're underwater. So we need to.
Yeah.
There is
on-
one standing up by carved dome.
Oh, there you go. We'll go talk
Yes.
to them.
That
Oh.
seems like a good plan, yes.
How do you approach Miss Sahugan? They do not seem to have noticed you. They seem occupied, not seem to have noticed you.
I'm just
going to wave to catch attention.
I'm going to give out a jaunty hello. Hello!
They jump and go for a spear that has been laying by the throne. No. That is how he would do things. Hello. I see surface sharks. I'm sorry, my comment is not very good. If you have come here, you must need something.
Yes. We do need something that we think your people might have. Energy cells? Do you know what I mean when I say energy cells?
No. Dives into surface shark. I take many things off of wrecked ships that fall into our domain. You might have what you need, but again, common. Not much like Argon at all.
Torkal, do you think you could... If I describe to you what an energy cell looks like, do you think you could,
Imagine it? Probably.
Alright. Do I actually have any idea what
Oh
this
yeah,
looks
you would
like?
have seen
I'm
them
not-
laying about. You would have
Yeah.
seen them laying about.
Alright, so I'm gonna describe to Torkal what the energy cell looks like and hope that he can convey that in a way that makes sense.
I would call an image to be simple. So
Yeah. Ideas and concepts. So it would be a concept basically. Yeah.
She recoils a little bit as she as you psychically implant this idea into her brain. No, thanks. Oh, you mean these? She just follow me. We talk, and she slides across this thing on a door that's flanking one side of the throne and walk into this. It would not in the situation that it's underwater half the time. It would look like an office carved into the stone.
Oh.
You see on the desk there's these piles of seaweed. being held down by an energy source. Yeah, we find this junk all the time. You need?
Yes.
Perhaps we come to arrangement.
This is really good common. I want you to know your common is better than you think it is.
Oh, I read. I have to know how to advise my husband and his work. Though he doesn't listen to me half the time. So I read. There are spells to make reading easier, and with reading easier than talking better.
Spells, you say?
Oh, magic. Yes. See, she waves her hand a bit, and you can tell, and behind the desk, some creeping algae that kind of grows up and blossoms into this little pink flower. Like, it's simple enough, if you know the rituals. But I have problems. You have problems. We solve both problems. My husband, he is being misled. Is that the word? How do you say
It
fucked
might
down
be.
with?
Um,
These beings came from the outside. Not like you. No, it's evil beings. Mirror, I think, is what they're calling the few books I have. You look around and you see some of these books that are just sodded, obviously, underwater half the time. But it's clear this is a relatively well read for again. I think it's they come, they convince him to help with some forbidden magic. We don't go there. We stay away from the statue, but no, they want him to help the statue. He's taking about half tribe with him. I don't know if they are all with him now, but they go with him, they follow him. They go to the pool. They go to the statue. We stay away from it. It's dangerous. It's ancient. You convinced husband. One way or another. Bad. I'll give you what you need. If husband can't be convinced, then this ritual no good for tribe. Do what you have. Have to. That's right.
Does he speak common?
He. Some. I try teach him. Good for Lena to know.
What is your name so that we can convince him that we've talked to you?
She thinks on it for a second, and she spits out unless any of you know Auckland, she spits out a series of syllables that's almost unpronounceable.
Wait, hold on.
Wait. No.
Is Aquan a variation of Primordial? Is it one?
No, it's not.
Okay. It was worth a try.
It's it translates roughly to Riptide. The tide that drags. Something like that.
Okay, where's my ukulele?
Here. She takes off a bracelet she has on that has this little shell on it. Takes a piece of seaweed and some type of luminescent ink. She writes on the seaweed and an unfamiliar scrawl. He he should believe. Again, it may be too late. These creatures have no respect for nature.
Have I ever heard of the Marrow?
We have it. We just
Oh.
You would have some limited knowledge of them, having been on the Void Sea before. You would know that they are basically merfolk, just twisted beyond belief. By the Void, by something in the Void. Most ships avoid them.
Gotcha.
But they're not like Terradorna. They're not huge and scary things, but ships avoid them. They're not to drag sailors off their ships and consume them. But that's about what you would know.
Good point.
Okay. I just found out that Aquan is a dialect of Primordial.
Okay then. Nice to know.
Aquan, Orin, Ignan, and Terran. It's actually the reason why I picked up Primordial. Like, just in case, won't be able to understand all of it, but it's like Burgundy. Like, you know. Almost broken.
Like Spanish and
in
Portuguese
which
are very similar, but not
it's-
quite. Yeah.
In which
Yeah.
case, if you look at the seaweed, you would see in the written bit of it, again, you don't get all of it, but you see something like, stop this nonsense. Come on. It's the idea you get from it. Some of the words don't quite fit, but it being a dialect and that you can get close to the meaning of it.
Okay. This will make communicating with him a lot easier. Where is your husband now?
She thinks a second. The statue, the pool. He goes to another door and opens it. Stairs, by the way, come out behind mountain.
Good to know. No more
Yeah.
bag of holding, Marvin.
You lot don't swim very well. Go out. Follow river. Will lead to statue. Where you see life start to happen. Get close.
Very well. Is the statue underwater?
No. It's on mound in the middle of pool.
I have heard of the ability to breathe water. Do you have this spell available?
She looks at you, takes a second, seeing if you had asked something that ridiculous, and then she like points at the gills running down her collarbone.
Yes, but surely you have other people that,
Me not know that
might
one.
need it.
Me not know
Like
that
us?
one. No, me not know that one.
It was worth a try. Very well. We shall go talk to your husband.
Reason with him if can. But try more important.
Very well.
I like that attitude. Well, gentlemen, shall we?
Stairs, yes. I think
See,
that's a
she-
good place to take a...
She lets out a little bit of a screech, and you see this sea lion come up and look at her. She takes this bag, throws some of these energy cells in it, ties it around her neck. So you know I've come back.
Thank you very much.
It's Rover. He bites your hand off if you try and take it without doing think. Rover, be
Yes.
nice. She kind of reaches down and pets his seal behind the chair and goes, oh.
That seems fair. Well, we should be off, right?
Yeah.
All right, folks.
I agree.
I'll give her a little bow and say we're gonna go do the thing. Yeah.
Yes. You follow. And I am aware it is time to take a break, and we will.
Yeah.
But you follow her directions. You follow the river until the point that you start seeing the algae and stuff that is in the river be dead. Until the point that you start seeing all of the trees and stuff stop supporting any foliage. You don't see any animals, you don't see any fish. And you walk into what can only be described as like a crater. In the middle, the river running into it is this pool, fairly wide. In the middle, it's a large statue made out of this black stone, holding some sort of a bowl, maybe? You don't see any beings around. But you can tell by the feeling you are getting that this is definitely where you are meant to be. Definitely where she described. Very little life around as you see the statue. As you come closer, you can see the creature only that is obviously the mirror holding a small Sahuagin up in a tentacled arm above this bowl. A knife in another arm. So you help. And you hear a voice in the primordial dialect. Yeah. Visitors. As this large Sahuagin, roughly twice the size of the one you've seen, pokes his head up out of the water. And that's where we'll take a break for about 10 minutes. Get what we need. And we'll return for whatever climax this may be. And welcome back for real this time. Okay. So, on the other side of our break, our heroes, our sailors, maybe heroes, that's yet to be seen, have come upon the scene of some ancient ritual site. After discussing a deal with the Sahuagin to get their hands on some of these arcane batteries, power sources, whatever we want to call them, we find ourselves coming upon the scene of this ancient ritual. Everything around it dead. You have this marrow, this large beast with vaguely humanoid, with tentacles and fins, holding one of these Sahuagin up over this large bowl of this statue. The Sahuagin's struggling. Out of the water pops this large Sahuagin. Obviously a different breed. or something. And he says something along the lines of, visitors. Because we have somebody that understands Algren. Says something along the lines of, visitors. Do you think? My tribe stands behind if the reward is great. And you can see from where you're standing, they have not quite noticed you. So you can see the sights of another marrow, at least one more, and several Shuriken that are not being held over this bow and fighting. Pop up out of the water without. I know I haven't changed your scene yet.
No, I was going to ask, did we get any indicator of what the leader looks like? Or
the leader looks like
the tribe leader, I mean, not the leader
yes.
of...
The leader looks like, if I can find the right thing to click, like that. Large, scary.
Obviously doesn't have a dental plan.
The marrow have a look. Maybe a few more tentacles, maybe a few less. An extra fin here or there, but it is close to how they appear. None of them seem to notice you as of yet, but something is going down. Roll me an insight.
Oh wait, I think I have advantage on these.
Everyone or any specific person?
Everyone that is here can roll me an insight, yes.
Okay, give me a sec. I just want to double check if I have advantage. Telepathic insight. No, that's just on wisdom and charisma saving throws. Okay, straight roll. Insights. Not that great, but okay.
You have advantage once you roll it again.
I don't have advantage.
Oh.
It's on saving throws.
Okay.
Which kind of sucks because the name of it is called Telepathic Insight.
Savas, you notice it's hard to tell what's going on because of speaking the language you do not know. You do not recognize anything to do with this ritual. But the act of a potential sacrifice is something that stands out to you. You can tell this marrow pretty much has the knife at this Sahookin's throat. You can tell that a sacrifice is going to be something that happens.
This gentleman here, probably the chief.
He is speaking to the marrow as if he potentially is, yes. And what you know about Sahookin, that he is easily twice as large as most of the others that stand him out as a leader.
One sec. I'm going to. I have an innate ability for being a wantee to suggest certain things in a magical way.
Okay.
I think I'm going to suggest to him in common that he needs to go back and talk to his wife, and I'll hold up his the bracelet that she gave us.
Okay. That is a wisdom save. Let me open up my head so I can make it.
Yeah, it's a DC 14. Fail. Fuck.
Not a fail. But now he knows you're there. It says in Aachen again.
Slap
you get
Torkel on the back and go talk to him.
you get something along the lines of more visitor. Since Aachen is not 100% primordial.
Yeah.
You can tell that the Meros, the Sahurgan, all raise their weapons ready to attack should the need be.
I'm going to shout out in primordial.
Can't see anything.
Peaceful. We peaceful.
They say they're peaceful. What do?
Can you check on Skin Peeler and you can't see his map?
Yes, so they do not lower their guard, but they do not look as if they are jumping to attack. The Sahurgan Baron looks to the Mero that's clearly in charge. What do? This is again in primordial that only Sokal's kind of understanding.
I don't know if my moon speed is working 100%.
Not let them disrupt ritual. So, how do you continue?
I'm just going to take a few paces forward, like still remaining like at the edge with no sign of trying to jump in or interrupt them completely.
Okay.
They're just kind of like a bit of a warning. Which one again is the husband?
This one seems to be leading this Sahuagin, but he seems to be taking orders from this one.
Okay.
So do with that information what you will.
Ooh, okay, hold on, let me think for a second. I would like to avoid conflict, if possible. I don't know about you guys.
Give him the note and tell him his wife wants him to think of the tribe.
Yeah. I'm going to telepathically connect with this one and just give the vague feeling of sympathy, like the emotion, as I point towards the bracelets that the wife gave us. And just give the word talk.
How you get wife bracelet? He talks in common at this point. I gave her that.
She wants to talk to you. She gave to us to help get through to you.
She not understand.
She
Tribe. Die. Tribe. At this point, the Mero from the back says in a very garbled common. It's actually common. You fools. Just kill them. They're here to stop the ritual. Without the ritual, the tribe will die. You see, this Sahuagin, see his eyes kind of just go a little bit blank for a second.
Can I have an Arcana check to see what he's doing?
Yes, you very well may.
Well, 16.
16. Yeah, it's pretty clear he's under. It's pretty clear that the Sahuagin thinks he's of his own mind, but he is not quite of his own mind. Some sort of spell suggesting Gios maybe some kind of spell he is under. He truly believes that this is what is best for his tribe.
Yep. Spell magic. So. There was a note along with the bracelet. Have him read it.
Okay.
Uh,
I don't
he
know how we're gonna do that.
he comes to the edge of the water as you offer the note. I assume you offer the note.
I'm assuming we do.
He takes it with a wet, webbed hand. You can tell he reads it. He needs to make me a perception check. Well, not a perception check, rather, persuasion check. It is a quite high DC as he isn't failed.
Oof,
But-
okay. I hope for the best. Holy shit! Yes.
You see tears rolling down his eyes.
Cry.
No,
The lawful evil creature is crying.
see, feel the looks of it. This spell just seems to snap, and you can see, the his eyes sort of clear. The mayor's like, oh, to hell with it. And he slits the throat of this one, Sahuagin. The blood starts to fill his bowl. He's like, get them. Don't let them stop them. Don't let them stop the ritual. And give me 1 second to make this work, and we will go initiative. Let me
Oh,
make sure
sorry about
everybody is in initiative.
You seriously have no idea how fast my heart was beating leading up to that
Awesome. Awesome roll, man. Yeah. That was, that's why we play the game, isn't it?
That's it. Sometimes the dice have a story they want to tell. That's what I always say. Alright. Let me roll initiatives for my people.
I love being a broken translator.
If you go to crossed swords over here, you'll pull it up down here. And it's this dice right there. Just click it.
Okay.
Oh, I would have given Ginpeeler advantage on initiative.
Oh, there you go.
I bet you're listening.
Roll me an initiative again. That's better. That's better. Alright. Marvin.
It's much better.
It is clear from what just happened that this is devolving into combat. So, what do you do?
I'm going to, as a last-ditch effort, yell to the leader, Sahuagin, you home, we fight. And I will. I'm just going to actually cast Toll the Dead on the guy in the middle.
Alright.
Toll the Dead. and then I'm going to move around the tree here.
Alright, the guy in the middle you're casting Toll the Dead on. Needs a wisdom save.
14.
But she fails.
Alright, he takes 5 damage. Unless he's somehow missing any HP, but I doubt it.
Takes some damage. Needs to make a Constitution save. But she does pass. Okay. Okay. Savas. Savas is up. I cannot quite hear you with one of the Sahugan on deck.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start my blade song.
Okay.
Let me see. It's not giving me... Oh, there it is. There we go. I am now blade singing.
Okay. Do note that this water is, once again, the river flowing into it is not that deep, but it very quickly drops off into several hundred feet of water. It's quite deep water.
Yeah.
It slowly comes up in the middle to this mound that is there. It'll all be difficult terrain for you.
Yeah, but yeah.
Yeah. Just making sure you know that information.
This healer will hobble on.
Are we paused? Because I can't move my character.
Should not be paused.
Oh, there it goes.
Oh, there we go.
That was weird.
This healer will hobble friends.
The boss.
Alright. So, Savas looking down into this 300 foot of water. The big Sahugan boss in front of you.
I'm
What do you do?
I'm going to look into the water and say nope, and I'm going to cause a little ball of lightning to form in my hand, and I'm going to toss it at the gentleman doing the ritual down here,
Alright.
and it will be a chromatic orb.
Oh, nice.
So I think he takes a little damage. I don't know, do I do critical damage on a spell?
Actually, yes. So go ahead and roll it again now.
Oh, roll it again, or is it the max on the damage?
I just roll it again for a spell.
Okay. So it's 3d8.
Oh, nope. Check your components. Unless you happen to have a diamond with 50 gold pieces.
Oh, we're gonna do that. Okay.
Hey, that's how it goes. If it's has a value, it does not consume it, but you'll need to find a diamond with 50 gold pieces.
Okay. Guess I will not cast that.
That's what balances a spell that bloody powerful.
Okay.
So what is your new action, with that being the case?
Sorry. Alright. We'll do this a different direction. No chromatic. I will just cast Step over here.
Alright.
And I shall take a short sword with a moving blade. So I guess the short sword would be the natural 20.
Yeah, we'll call that. I'll let you keep the rule. It makes sense.
I can't clear out the roll, so I'm just gonna, well, yes, I can. Get rid of that. Okay. So it's what? I'll just do my short sword.
Alright.
So it's 7 piercing.
That's an additional 6
Oh.
because
Yeah.
it's damage.
Yeah, max damage. So
So 13 points of damage to the jelly. And then I'll use my offhand. No, I can't because I did Blade Song. So. There will be no more sacrifice.
okay. The hooligan will swim over here to his boss and await further orders. Skin Pillar, already in action in case anybody comes at his boss, but wait further orders. So Skin Pillar. Remind me of Booming Blade should this guy move. I'm not sure he will, but
You're mute, Greg.
as is tradition.
All right. Sorry. All right. So, Skin Peeler, once I can grab him and move him, which I can't do right now.
I was going to choose to go up to this button up here at the top. Right here. You guys select
Yeah.
both of them.
This one?
Can you move his?
Yes.
Yeah. I wanted to go
going to?
here. Well, here.
Alright.
All right. And, all right. Am I close enough to hit him?
Are you going to hit him? You would have realized that they are taking defensive stances against the Miro.
Ye-
He's not the back.
Fish
Oh.
friend, not food.
Oh. All right. Where are the bad guys? Down here?
Yep.
Yes, these two are the two that you see.
Yeah. If anyone comes close enough, I'll use attack of opportunity. Oh my goodness. All right. And he's gonna keep humming that song. This little sword of mine. All right.
Alright.
But, well, I know, but I'm just saying.
This other
Blade.
Sturgeon.
Blade of mine. How about that?
Uses his motion, much like the other one, to get over here to his boss. And ready in action if anybody should threaten his boss. And that brings us around to Torkal with the Baron on deck.
Okay, so I'm gonna spend 10 feet of my movement to kind of like jump into the water over here,
Alright.
which leaves me, because now this is difficult terrain, correct?
Oh, it's half motion because you're swimming, but yes.
Yeah, but we're like full movement.
But
space is-
difficult terrain for the sake of ease.
Okay, so then that leaves me with another 15 feet of movement. 5, 10, 15, and then 15, and then I'm going to use the dash action to get the rest of the way over here.
Alright.
And then, as my bonus action, I am going to summon my astral arms. But that is not what I meant. Oh no, that is right. That is right. Yeah, you need to do a dex save.
Hey.
Take 6 full damage.
Deck
Um,
save.
Yes. I forgot that they added this feature in, which is great. No! Oh well.
Oh no, okay, anyway. Is that the entirety of your action?
Yeah, that's all I can do for now.
It's a Harrigan Baron. He speaks some words in Arkan. You get the gist of it. Come forth. Protect our exit. Or something along those lines. And you can see that this Lord Short comes out of the water. You see its fin first. As it swims down here. to give assistance to these two. It does not actually attack the marrow at this point, but it is there to protect the others as they make their escape. Or whatever they choose to do. Yep. This marrow uses his action to further dig the knife in and call it across the throat of this poor Shuriken he had. Red blood filling the bowl up. Undershock has already taken his action. This marrow comes forth and he'll attack the Shuriken. Let's see. Makes an attack with his bite as he takes his large head. I'm not sure about that rolled twice, but 17 definitely hits. And he makes a second attack with his large trident. And that one does miss. Just, hey brother, finish this ritual, destroy this place. The will be done. The Shuriken swing grabs onto the shark, mounting it. Already used its motion. This one uses its motion to get over here. Take the boss. This one. Will say some words and cast bless on the boss and Turkal, as well as the one on the shark. So y'all can mark that as you need. I'm just going to use a color. And then use her motion. To get as much distance as they can. And we're back around to the top. Marvin, Mr. Voss up on deck.
I'm going to move up here on the map. I'm just kind of at the edge. And I'm going to give this guy the old 1-2 punch. The one doing the ritual. I'm going to hit him with Pull the Dead.
Okay. That is a wisdom save.
Jeez, Toll the Dead and these ones.
Oh, he fell, so we need each other. Oh, nice.
There's the D12.
Yeah, you rolled. It rolled. I see it.
Yep. Let's see if is he still trying to maintain concentration?
It does not appear that he is. It appears that he has done what he needs to do.
Great. That's not really what I wanted to hear, but that's fine. I'm gonna cast spiritual weapon. I'm gonna place it. I think it's within 60 feet, so cool. I can hit him. I'm gonna place it right there. Perfect. I don't know if a 12 hits. I'm gonna assume it doesn't.
A 12 just misses.
Alright. So 1 punch, but no 1-2.
Hey, one punch still did a good job. The boss.
No, Chris.
It's a boss with someone of the Shuriken up. If you are talking there, Chris, you are muted as a sedition.
Sorry.
All good?
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and cast Shadow Blade.
I'll forgive you if you get a nat 20.
I think that's probably off the board, but where's my Shadow Blade? I think that's it. Those are
Lucky sevens.
A 13 hits. So,
alright. He takes 10 psychic damage. And then I'm also going to... Oh, that was my bonus action to cast Shadow Blade and my attack. So, we're good.
okay. This is Hooligan. I'm going to continue to try and... Yes, you can move.
What's on the... can I see what's in the bowl?
It is currently filling with blood. It is quite a bit above you, but you can see that the blood from this Sahuagin is draining into it. The Sahuagin is going to move there and continue to hold an action in case his boss needs protection. Skin Pillar with another Sahuagin up on deck.
You're muted.
All right. What the hell is? Never mind. All right. Can I attack? Well, good guy. So.
Yeah, currently because of that awesome persuasion roll, these two are your enemies.
Just the blue ones.
So, what do you think? Over here?
Yeah.
All right. All right. I do, but let's see. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Can I move more than that? Let's see.
You can swim and move through the water. This is going to give you disadvantage
No.
on some stuff.
No, I'm gonna try and move 30 over here.
Okay. Forget, for some reason you can't move your stuff. I'll have to check into that.
That's all right.
Alright.
I can't kill it yet, so it's all right.
Did you not pick up a ranged weapon of any type? Hand axes, anything like that?
No.
Okay. You could use your action to dash and get where you can make a full attack round next turn.
Ooh. Like down here?
Yep.
Awesome. Yes.
Alright. So Hooligan again is going to come up and surround his boss and... Oh, he can't. He's going to anyway, he's not very smart. This means Mero gets an attack of opportunity with his bite. And fully bites off one of this Hooligan's arms as he swims away. Good call with the Baron up on deck.
Okay, I'm just going to take a bit of a step down over here to get better accessibility, I guess. So I am first going to let out one of these, which is going to miss. Oh wait, I have Bless. Does Bless affect attack rolls?
Don't forget the blood.
Yep, you have bless, it does.
Huzzah! So I'm assuming that hits now?
Yes.
Piercing?
Yes, it does. 6
Okay.
piercing.
Okay,
So how do you
DC
do this on this one that you are attacking?
Oh. Basically it's just a simple downward slash. I'm assuming he's like more in the water.
Yes, his tail is kind of in the water and he's just kind of extending up from that.
Okay, because I still have an unarmed strike.
I need you to roll me a D100.
Oh boy, okay. D100, let's go. 56?
As you slice this this marrow down. He falls. The body of the Sahurgan, with its last drain of blood, kind of lands on the bowl and drains into it. About this time, there's a beam of pure purple light shoots up to the sky and impacts. You can almost feel it as it impacts the barrier between and the void.
I think
You
I've
can-
up.
You can see cracks going out from that impact point. And slowly you can see void starting to leak through. Very slowly, but the cracks are spreading.
I don't like this. I don't like this.
By the way, if you start when you start your turn, anywhere within this crater, pretty much, I'm going to need a wisdom save. But that's when you start your turn.
Okay.
So wait, that thing's dead now, right?
Yes, that one is.
Okay.
But it seems he has completed his ritual. But what else do you get?
Okay, so that was. So this little island here is like normal.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. 5, 10. Okay, so I've moved like 15 feet all in all. 5, 10. Yeah, I can make it to him.
He's got long arms in this game.
And then just as my bonus action, if I can still do a bonus attacks
Yeah.
with an on strike. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Epic, okay. 12.
12 just misses, however.
Bless.
I
Oh.
think Bless only works on one roll, doesn't it?
No, I believe Bless is for a minute.
Ah. Bless!
I could be mistaken, but I believe Bless is for a minute.
Yeah, bless his concentration for a minute.
Okay. Anyways, I kind of like do a little bit of a leap and just sucker punch this guy while he's not looking.
Yeah. Yeah, as he comes away and tosses the arm of the Sahurgan he had bit off, you catch him right in the jaw.
So, anyways,
Alright.
screw it, that's
And Sahurgan Baron starts his turn within this order. If I could find the HUD, why did it go away? He passes it. He starts to move away. Following whatever the strange short man said. You get the things of, come chive, we leave. The Hunter Shark's turn will default to this Sahurgan. This Marrow is going to turn around and he has to make a wisdom save as well. Which he just barely passes. As he makes an attack on Bachal with his bite.
That's gonna hit.
And
I'm gonna do something as a reaction.
okay.
Effects. Where is it now? Features. Where is it? Down here. Yeah, what does it say here? Okay, this is a lot.
It's after a creature hits you, so he actually is going to do his damage, and then
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then he makes a strength saving throw versus 10 plus whatever.
oh, he failed.
That means I have 12 hit points left.
2d8 points of damage.
Yeah, he needs 2d8 points of force damage. Where's the d8s? Is that d8? No, that's d10. Look. 10 points of damage.
Alright, 10 points of damage, and he's pushed 10 foot back.
Yes.
towards
Yeah.
Taylor.
I helped.
You helped. Who he is now he's going to make an attack with his claw against now the closest person toward him. I'm assuming a 14 misses, so
What's your armor class? Yeah.
although he's not raging, a 14 might not miss.
Raging
Can you
doesn't
pull up
have
your
an
character
affectionate
sheet?
easy.
That's not. That's right.
Get the character sheet out. Go up to the skull. Under actors, yeah.
15, it does not hit.
15.
You can also double click your token for your character sheet. If I
Oh, nice. Learn something new every day.
Yeah, this Hogan comes here. He kind of grabs his friend, pulling him onto the back of the truck as well, as the truck uses its dash to keep up.
Just stick around and help, guys.
They were told to leave, and then cowardly. But I do need to make wisdom saves. As Hogan lets out a scream of just pure terror and pain. As whatever has affected him.
A fart is never not funny to me.
And anyway, that brings us to this one, who needs to make a wisdom save. And she passes. It gives us a motion to... Oh, that's not a person. Can't do it that way. It's kind of nopes out of there. Jumping on the back of the schlock as well. Morven with Savas up on deck.
So I saw that Torkel is.
I need a wisdom save, so I should remember.
Oh, you're right. You're correct. A wisdom save. That should be all right. 18.
That's alright, you are fine. You do hear whispers about you. Some
good.
incomprehensible language.
It's not Dwarvish, is it? No, I'm kidding.
No, it's just some incomprehensible language. And
So I would have seen Torkel take a pretty big hit.
Yeah, no, he's currently bleeding a lot.
So
Like blood.
bleeding into the water. I'm going to cast Healing Word just at first level, Torkel.
Thank you. Also, start running.
There you go.
alright.
And then I will use my action to cast, this is going to come as a surprise, Hold the Dead on the remaining...
Ding ding, motherfucker.
Let's see, I'm going to roll the... I don't know why I even clicked that.
Yeah, right. That is
Hang on,
not
so-
who should have rolled that. Let me check their save. We're gonna keep the 3, which means they probably still fail. Yes, they do. Alright. In fact, they fail worse.
Alright, so it takes 11 damage.
Alright.
But I'm going to stay where I am, so that's the end of my turn.
Sweet. It's a fascinating wisdom save. You start your turn right beside the statue.
Is it a spell effect?
For the sake of this, we'll say yes, it is a ritual.
Alright. So that means I do have advantage on it. So
Alright,
let me
make
go
your save.
Not that it matters. 13.
Not that it matters, because the team does not meet it. It's
Wait.
there. You go.
Bless.
Let's roll it. See if it makes a difference.
Okay.
It does make a difference.
15.
There you go. It does
Result.
make a difference. As you also hear the whispers just.
But now I can do something besides
Yeah.
do whatever was going to happen.
Yes.
And I don't want to know what was going to happen. Okay.
You being closer than anybody else, hear these whispers fairly loud, ringing on the outside of your skull, and you can see this purple beam of energy pulsing upwards toward the barrier, cracks forming out now from it. Dozens and dozens of feet from it, and it's getting worse and worse. More void pouring in.
I'm going to use my second and last second level spell. And I'm going to... It's not even on my character sheet. I'm going to Misty Step again.
Alright.
I said not in my character sheet. It's weird.
I don't know, but yeah, Misty Step, you can move up to your 30 feet.
There we go. And I'm going to... Well, let me get out of my ruler stage, and I'm going to come over here, I think is where I put it.
Alright.
And that was my bonus action. So now I'm going to attack with my Shadow Blade. Which I'm just going to do the short sword, and then do the damage separately if I hit. 17.
Yep, that hits.
And the damage is 2d8, so... 10 points of damage.
Alright. And that brings us to this the night. Which one? This one. Fighting the shark, he urges the shark on. And they leave the map. Skin pillar with the Sahurgan bear and with one of the Sahurgan and it's left up on deck. I think you are muted as is tradition.
Wisdom save.
Wisdom save, yep.
Alright.
Yeah, go to your character and skills up at the top of his picture. No, down a little bit. Up there. No. Yes, that was it.
Oh.
And go up to the top. It should say wisdom. Say wisdom up at the top. Up at the top. Wisdom. Click.
Yep, you pass. I'll let you 10 action there.
Alright.
Kill him.
Yeah. No.
What are you trying
If
to
you click on your glaives,
Alright.
you click on the little cross swords to open up your combat HUD. There you go. Yeah. Let's see, 15. 3 plus. Let me see what the 3 plus 3. This roll was a 10. That's a 13. Still misses. But you
Alright.
do get an attack with the button. Alright. roll your damage, which I think is a D4 in this case. A D4 plus your strength. For the butt end.
What's your strength modifier?
Uh,
+3?
yeah.
Just
Well-
roll the D4 then. From the side.
Yeah, just roll the D4, roll at it. We're adults who can do math.
Yep, yep.
For 6 damage. Nice. How do you do this? This guy was pretty much on his last legs.
Slash his mermaid legs out from for him. The torso.
Alright. Alright. And that brings us to...
You still have movement. You might want to-
Yeah, you do still have movement. Yes, that is indeed true.
Is it 30 feet?
Yeah. All right.
And these two Westerhogen here, they let out this great and powerful scream. It appears that the enemies before you have fallen in some way or another. However, the ritual has happened. You see this purple beam of energy just shooting up toward the sky. The barrier cracking, void leaking in. I'm not even going to make you roll an insight check to see that you need to get the hell back to the ship.
Yeah.
We're going to keep initiative order, and you have quite a bit to run. So,
Do I still need to do a wisdom save?
oh yes, you do actually.
Okay, I have advantage on those.
You fail.
Goodness.
So you have
I
advantage.
Yeah, and I fail.
Same thing.
Yeah, bless is probably not.
Yeah, bless is definitely not gonna help.
Well, bless doesn't matter because the priestess is well outside of the range of bless at this point. Take 8 points of psychic damage as this voice in your head says, "Yes, yes, the end. We will soon be free." You know it. You know it was spoken in a language you do not know, but somehow you still understand it.
Ooh.
And now for your actual turn.
I'm okay. I can still run away, right?
Yep. You're not being
Okay,
compelled
so-
to do anything. But you do notice that as you hear this voice, the beam gets more intense.
Yeah.
Wasn't there a sea lion that had our stuff with him?
Yes, yes. The sea lion has the batteries. They're somewhere up there. I'm not gonna make a token for them.
So, anyways, from here, I'm going to take the dash action and bonus action dash.
Using a key point to
Yes,
swim that far. Okay.
Yes. This is with difficult terrain on.
All right.
You pulled a Remo Williams and
Catch up. That's my turn.
Okay. Marvin, I need a wisdom save as you are still within the effects of this ritual.
Sure. Oh no.
14 does fail, so you take 2d6 psychic damage as you as well hear this voice. Soon, soon we shall be free. And again, you know it's in some language that you have no way of knowing. Okay, but the rest of your turn.
Yeah, I'm gonna move and dash, which takes me off the map, basically.
Yeah, yeah. Once you're off the map, you're outside of the range of the spell, and the real threat is just getting there fast enough. It's the boss.
I guess I need to make a wisdom save.
Yes, you do.
I still have advantage, or is that?
You
not-
still have advantage. Yeah, it's a ritual. It's not technically a spell, but it's a ritual. Alright. Yeah, you you still hear these whispers, and you've noticed that as your friends have you let out this scream of pain as this voice insets their head, the beam each time has gotten more prominent. It's almost drilling now through the barrier up top. You can see the smoky nothingness of the void just drifting in and wrapping itself around where the barrier was. At this point, pieces of the barrier are falling around you.
Okay. I've got 40 movement for the blade singing, so
Yes.
I'm just going to go ahead and move, dash it, so I'll get to 40.
So you
here,
get to
then I'll be
80 and off the
bat.
map. Okay. Skin pillar.
All right.
I assume you're running and going to be off the map, but first let me get a wisdom save.
All right.
Go back to your thing. You had it.
What?
Just click the skills. It says save skills tools. Right above your character's portrait. Right above it. Right above your portrait. Save skills tools. You're just missing it. It's right here.
All right. Well,
Click on that. What? Wisdom. Up at the top.
That's a fiddle. So,
yeah.
take 4 points of psychic damage as you as well hear this voice. You can now recognize it as two voices and consort. Yes. The chain ones. Now, shoot. You've been again upon this plane. Evil. And I assume you take your motion off the map.
Yes.
Alright. Morgan being off the note. To a call, rather. I need a wisdom save.
Haha, okay. Saving throw. 21.
21 passes. So, you hear the whispering just trying to drill its way into your skull.
Yeah. I'm just swimming and dashing away. I'm following the fish people at this point.
Alright. Alright, you
Just
make
see
it off the
little
map.
people, man.
Make it off the map, and I need you to make me, as you are the first in the initiative order, make me an athletics saving throw. An athletics check, as well as a survival check. See if you cannot discern the direction that you need to go.
Wait, who, me?
Yes, you.
Okay.
As
wait,
you have significant motion off of the map at this point.
Okay. So first you said an athletics, correct?
First survival, then athletics.
Okay, survival. I don't know where I'm going.
Nope, you're just running.
Yep.
The river's gonna hit the ocean sometime, right? Okay, now make the athletics. Or acrobatics, I suppose, in this case.
Acrobatics? Okay. Come on, baby. Hell yeah.
Alright. Having made it off the map now, the boss. I need a survival check.
All right.
As you are running in a panic. Barriers start to fall around you. Yes, Savas, you notice that the river
I'm used
is
to running
going.
in panic.
You know from having paid attention on your way in that this river heads to the other side of the island, and you might want to stop your friend before they are on the completely wrong side of the island from the boat. Only
Get around, fools!
survival, acrobatics or athletics. Yes, with an 18, you managed to catch up with Torcall and just give him a snap that you're going the wrong way.
Thank God you got small legs. Let's go the other way.
All right, Marvin.
I can still swim faster than he can run.
At this point, Savas has said out loud which way is the correct way. So I just need the acrobatics check as you are running as fast as your short little legs can take you.
Oh yeah, they can't go very fast, so let's see what happens. Oh, solid 9.
Yeah, if you fall behind the group a little bit,
Bound to happen. They're tiny.
Skin
ones.
Peeler, I need an acrobatics or athletics from you as well. And
Well,
You-
I'm listening to him. Well,
yeah,
sorry. I'm listening to him, and I will do whatever it takes to head here.
yeah, it's not necessarily here, but yes, you run past Marvin. What do you do?
All right.
Yeah, if you run past Marvin, what do you do?
Athletics.
Are you picking him up?
Yeah.
Running?
I assume you're picking Marvin up and taking him with you.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Excellent. Yes, the four of you running. You see as you run past the Hurricane, one of them gets clocked in the head with a piece of this barrier and falls off the shore. Obviously bleeding out in the water at this point. You look back upon this. At this point, it's a pillar of pure purple light. And so the tracks spread outward, continuing from its impact point. The barrier is quickly filling with void. You can see the cracks going down to the horizon at this point. You run your way back to the ship. At this point, bits of the void are starting to seep in through the water of this beach. People about are panicking. What do you do? Do you do anything special, or you just get on the boat? Amongst the four of you.
I make sure that we find Rover while we're running and
I
get
had
the
assumed
energy
so.
cells from
Yeah,
him.
yeah.
And then book it to the boat. Well,
You see,
I guess I don't book it.
yeah, you're being carried.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, as you get to the boat, you see
You got an
crewmates-
Uber.
Yeah.
crewmates frantically trying to get stuff packed and on the boat, and you hear from the top, "Leave it, fellas. Just get on the boat. I gotta get..." And he sees you coming up on the board. What in the Sam Hell happened here?
You want the good news or the bad news?
We don't really have time for either. Let's get it.
We don't
done.
have... Agreed.
Yeah. Get on the
We
boat.
luckily we just got the sword installed. Tell me you got the cells.
I just
Marvin,
throw
did
the
we get
bag
him?
at him.
He catches them with his clockwork arm and ties them securely to his belt. He's like, "Do something. Follow what they're doing." The crew. He points to the 6 crew members that you still have left, and they're running around trying to do stuff. It's like, "Do something. It'll take me a minute to get the sword up and running." He goes back and he goes to where you now see at the helm of this ship. The sword has been installed. He puts both hands on it, and there's this rainbow light pulsing out from it. So he says to himself out loud, No, I don't care where the hell we're going. Just get the barrier up." And you can see as this light starts to shimmer around the ship. About the time most of the crewmates have made it on. Somebody roll me a D6, please.
D6? I'll roll.
Yes.
Oh, somebody else rolled. All right.
Very nice.
I already did.
Yeah, luckily you have about 6 members of the crew on the ship. Luckily most of the crew has made it. You see running toward the ship in utter panic a small kobold that is quite familiar to you. It's Timmy. And he's running in like, help us, no.
Oh, Timmy.
You see some of the Jehuagin out in the ocean just completely panicking. There's not much you can do for them, but for Timmy, perhaps you can help him. Do you?
Yes.
Sure. So are we busy starting to float away, I guess?
You're trying to get everything you do. At this point, the void is probably about 20, maybe 30 feet from the ship. And it's just full, and as black as if you was in it in this small circle of sand. And the barrier is starting to form around the ship.
Yep.
At
Time to
this
go.
point, at this point, anybody that is watching out in the void sees these smoky yellow eyes of several Pterodorna that have now being able to coming into it, destroying anything in their path. It's like, you hear the captain, we gotta get the hell out of here, man. So how do you help Timmy up on the ship?
Throw down a rope and hope for the best if we can catch it.
Throw down a rope. He manages to grab onto it. Let's see if he can climb up it.
It's Jimmy.
No, he does not. You
Uh,
watch.
Jim Peeler throws himself over the bow and uses his extra long arms to grab Timmy.
Well, Cole, I like it. I won't even make you roll for it.
Oh.
You manage to grab the rope and you jump off and you grab him and you pull him and yourself up just as the void slams into the barrier of the ship. You're now sitting.
Look at Timmy and say, you owe me. Don't forget it now.
You are now sitting in the middle of the void sea. Around you, you can see. Yeah, I got to make sure this token has vision. Let me see. I hope I can do it.
You say Timmy. Timmy.
Actually, his
Yeah.
name is Jimmy.
Jimmy. Oh.
But if you want to call him Timmy, you can call him.
I'll call him.
Okay, I
I'll call
screwed
him
it up.
Timmy all day long.
How about Bob?
I screwed that up. Give me a second. So you find yourself in the middle of this blackness of the void sea. Nothing between you and it but the streaming light that is exuding from the shore that is there. On the horizons you see several, 5, maybe 6 large Pterodorna. Probably about half the size of your ship. Slightly behind them, you see, sailing along in the void, it's this black ship.
Black Buckle.
It's this black ship. Around it, the void is closing and shifting, and you notice something peculiar, that it does not have a barrier like your ship does, like every void ship you have ever seen has. The void is literally touching the ship, touching the deck of the ship. And it does not appear to be pursuing you, to see. In fact, it may not even notice that you are there at this point. At this point, the captain's like, "Hey, how many we got left? How many folks we got left here?" And it performs him that there's 6 plus you guys. You don't have to do. Everybody, do something. As he urges the ship to start moving, and you sail off away from these Pterodorna, which are a little bit slow, as they are destroying everything left from this fragment in their path, as well as the ship is doing as well, firing on various things. It's looking for you, but it does not seem to be pursuing. And that's where we'll end tonight.
I feel so guilty.
So, to all our viewers, I hope you enjoyed, and I hope this exciting cliffhanger brings us back next week for Sea Chronicles. Be good people.
Have fun, guys.